Goodbye, Martian King of Dead. Alright guys, how's everybody doing today? It is the ROB BLACK Show. We are live. It is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, blah, 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 blah. Fucking May. That's the time it is. Or day it is. It's May 6th. Isn't it May 6th? May 6th, 2014. From the World News Headquarters here above the Star Gardens. And it is the ROB BLACK Show. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to another exciting, jam-packed, and not jam-packed in the gay sense, like jam-packed, but jam-packed in a exciting, overabundant way. That's what we're talking about. Nothing in the jam-packed like one would get their assholes jam-packed by cock. All right, nothing like that. Jam-packed with the programming. And I am your fucking host. They call me Roberto Negro. Sometimes they call me El Diablo. Sometimes they call me straight up the devil. Sometimes they call me Rob Zacchari. Sometimes they call me jerk off, asshole face. You name it. All of those things. It's just a plethora of names. But, hey, I'm here to entertain the masses. Welcome. What a fucking... man, I tell you guys, it's been busy, busy, busy. Construction is going on all around us. I can't escape the construction. We have construction everywhere. We have construction going on at the luxurious Star Gardens here. Our landlord, Hans Gruber, he's been remodeling this entire complex. We have like our hallway that goes up to the offices here are granite now. They're like this black granite, high-end quality shit. The walls are all painted and being stuccoed. I mean, we're talking about a top-notch operation that's going on. Well, because what happens? Listen, this is what happens when you get ROB BLACK and you get the programming of ROB BLACK. You in turn get more people to come to your establishment because we're constantly hammering about the Star Gardens. We're constantly talking. It becomes like Howard Stern when they used to talk about scores and talk about the strip clubs and talk about Lonnie. All these things are basically what's now become the Star Gardens. People come here just to see Hans, the crazy German, and they want to see this establishment, and they come in and they go, "Where's Hans? We want to see Hans." Hans like, "How are you? What can I do for you?" And they're like, "Oh man, we just wanted to fucking see Hans." So with all of these added and exciting new customers coming in, Hans is now renovating this entire establishment because more and more people, when they come in, they want to have an experience, and Hans wants them to have an experience. And that experience is the beautiful, luxurious strip club. So I gotta say that going outside of the building and walking the hallways of these beautiful granite walkways are pretty fucking nice. We're talking about high-end. So very exciting. And then we just came from the new studio that is being put together, built, and they wanted me to go to the studio early today. See, I was not able to get my normal drink. This is my Diet Coke from last night. I was not able to get my vitamin water because we were looking at the studio before we came here. Now, let me tell you guys something. I don't want to brag, but this studio is off the hook. That's all I can say. Now, it's just pieces, but it's already forming the vision of what it is going to be. And I got to tell you, it's off the hook. We're talking about like pillars, like fucking big fucking pillars, like White House pillars. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at big pillars, like oak pillars on either side of my desk that sits in the middle, and this big giant glass desk that's I sit at, and behind me is a giant map, or I should say a giant background setting of California. Kind of like when you would look at the David Letterman set, and you would see that it's like a New York City skyline, similar to that, but this is Los Angeles. We were at debate about this. We were debating if it should be a world map, like you see some of the other news shows, or if it would be cool with just the LA city skyline. And the debate was, does it make it regional, like we're a regional program, like we're Good Morning LA, or does it make us a national program with being a home base of Los Angeles? And I said it's no different than Letterman having the New York background, or when you see Fallon. I think Fallon does something like that, or somebody else does like a whole city-style background besides Letterman did. So we went with the LA background, and I'm telling you guys. And then there's a area for guests. And when I say guests, people automatically assume I'm talking about, I'm going to have James Bartholet come on in and talk about fucking acting. Nah. If we have porn people come in, it's going to be specifically for a reason. And it's not acting. There will be gimmicks to it. Like, there will be a reason that a Axel Braun or a Jeff Mullen come into the studio and sit. It'll be a reason. It'll be the comedy. It'll be something more than let's talk about, an acting workshop and fucking talk to some girl about what new girl scene she just did for Brazzers or something like that. It's fucking lame. Ain't gonna do that. So the area where the guests sit are pretty cool. And we have some concepts that we're putting together that will be like skits and shit. Telling you guys, this is ultimately a year in the making. We've been doing this now for a little over a year, and it's almost like it's almost been like a rehearsal. That's the best way I can lay it out. And I said this to somebody over the weekend. The best way I can describe what we've been doing for a year is rehearsal. That's basically what all of this has been about. It's been rehearsing. It's been rehearsing, or it's been minor leagues. It's been getting ready to get to the big time. Everything will be changing when it comes, I would say, Monday. I think the set and everything and the studio will be open and ready Monday, because they're talking about it being done Friday and possibly finishing up some stuff Saturday. And I'm saying then we'll definitely be able to go live on Monday morning. So look Monday for the new set, the new show, the new studio. A lot of things are going to change as far as how we conduct different things. We have commercials set up. Tom Byron's been working on commercials over the weekend that are pretty kind of cool. What the fuck kind of word is that? Pretty kind of cool. Pretty kind of cool. And things of that nature. Literally, when you guys take a look at this, the set and the show, you really, it's gonna be like night and day. You're gonna go. They went from, as Katie Summers would say, Reggie Bush picture from the New Orleans Saints and a football coming out of the picture to a full-on studio with fucking lights and desks and fucking all sorts of things like that. I said, yeah, it definitely will be night and day. Windows with lights peering through and again, like night and day. So that's exciting, and that's where I was this morning, checking on the studio, and that will be cool. Also, I have a afternoon announcement. I've never done this before. Well, I've done lots of announcements before, but I've never done what I'm going to tell you I'm going to do. At 4:30 today, I will be in Hollywood. If anybody wants to join me, and I'm joking. I don't want to see any of you. I don't want to see any of you. If I see any of you, I would fucking run. Okay. If I seen any of you, I would run. All right. I would take off. I would fucking fly like the wind, okay? Going to see Jimmy Kimmel today. Yes, today at 4:30, I will be going to see the great Jimmy Kimmel. I'm very excited about that. I've never seen Jimmy Kimmel before. And it will be exciting to see Jimmy Kimmel live. So today at 4:30, I will be in Hollywood to see the Jimmy Kimmel show. The tape's at 4:30, and it will go on for an hour. And today, the guest is pretty badass, and it just, I don't know how we got lucky, but it's we call him Don Draper. What's his name? John Hamm? Is that his name? Hamm? I don't think it's Ham. It's Hamm from Mad Men. He's going to be the guest on Jimmy Kimmel, which is going to be pretty badass. So he will be on the show along with Emma Roberts. That's Eric Roberts' daughter. So that's kind of cool. And that will be at 4:30. Yes, 4:30. And then I guess after, they're having some type of live concert with some fucking rap band that I never fucking heard of, nor do I give a fuck about. But it's free. So I'm going to go and see that. So that's what I'm doing today. So at about 3:30, I'll be leaving the studio here and making my way to Hollywood. Fucking Hollywood, man. You can't beat the crazies on Hollywood. Those of you who are not from California, who've never been to Hollywood, your life is not complete until you go to Hollywood. And it's debatable of what is more entertaining, and that is Hollywood / And when I say slash, I'm not saying one and the same. I'm saying both of them in the same caliber of kookiness, Venice and New York City. It's debatable what is more entertaining, hanging out in Times Square in New York City or walking around in Hollywood and or Venice Beach on the boardwalk. Because I'll tell you, I have done the Times Square walk. I've done it at 2 in the morning. I've done it at 6 o'clock at night. I've done it all times. And I've done Hollywood at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, at all times. And I've got to say that Hollywood, I think, bar none, although it's close, but the kook factor for Hollywood and Venice are far bigger than New York City. So if you haven't been out to California before and you want to truly see craziness, you come out to Hollywood. Come out to Venice. I was in Venice over the weekend. Me and Katie Summers went to Venice Beach and then went to the Santa Monica, the 3rd Street promenade. And let me tell you something. We walked the boardwalk and did the whole walk from Venice to 3rd Street. And it literally was a kook fest maybe every 10 feet. To the point where, and this wasn't even the best of the kooks. I just thought it was pretty creative when it came to kookiness. If you go to the Twitter/Instagram, I took a picture, or actually a video, of a guy, an African-American gentleman, okay, one of Don Sterling's favorites. And I'll tell you, I understand what Don Sterling was saying, because I'll tell you, if Katie Summers was taking pictures with this guy, I would definitely tell her to take them off her fucking Instagram. That's all I'm saying. He was a black man, African American, let's be politically correct, standing on a bucket. I don't know why the bucket, but nonetheless, he was standing on a bucket. Completely naked except for a loincloth, an African loincloth, kind of G-string. His face was painted, and he looked like a tribesman from the pages of National Geographic. And around his neck were snakes. Yes, snakes. But not just any snakes. Around his neck were 3 of the most menacing, most frightening rubber snakes you could ever see. Yes. He had 3 rubber snakes. They looked real, but they were rubber. All right? Rubber. The guy couldn't even afford to get real fucking snakes. And you say, well, Rob, how many people have real snakes down on Venice? Like 7 people! And another 4 people in fucking Hollywood. All right? People walking around on Venice Beach and on Hollywood Boulevard with real fucking snakes and birds and all sorts of other exotic animals yeah, that's common. Okay? Right now, you can go to Hollywood Boulevard and there's a guy out there who has 3 to 4 giant pythons that he has around his neck, and you can take pictures with him and the pythons, and he'll let you touch them and rub them and caress them. It's a whole fucking thing. Okay? So, nonetheless, the fucking black gentleman in Venice Beach standing on the bucket, he didn't have no real snakes. He just had rubber snakes. So he's standing on the bucket like this, and he's got the snakes on him, and he's going, Ooh, oh, you, oh, I said, what the fuck am I looking at? And I literally had to take out my phone and capture this action. So if you go to the Instagram, Twitter feed for me, you will see the National Geographic man dancing on a bucket with 3 rubber snakes. And towards the end, if you watch the video, a lady starts to dance with him. Just an outsider starts dancing with him. It's quite entertaining. And that's just a smidgen. That's a smidgen of what you can get down on Venice Beach. Okay? And when we went to eat in Hollywood after Venice Beach, the kooks were out on Hollywood Boulevard, and there was your superhero characters dressed. You had Batman there, and I swear to God, they had Spider-Man. And Spider-Man looked like he had a dose of AIDS. And when I say a dose, we're talking about full-on T-cell count at about 5. Okay? Seriously. T-cell count easily was at about 5. The guy was about this tall, about that thin, like emaciated, and the Spider-Man suit was just like it was just hanging on him, literally. It was like, and he's standing there trying to get. Hey, you want pictures? You want pictures? $1. Pay. We walked by. I said, look at Spider-Man over there. Looks like he's got AIDS. It's Spider-Man AIDS. What the fuck is that? It's like, how you doing? I'm Spider-Man and I got AIDS. That's basically what that was. Tom Hanks from Philadelphia. He was like, hi, I'm Spider-Man. I have amazing AIDS. Oh, thank you, Spider-Man. It's great to meet you. Let's take a picture before you fucking go to a fucking AIDS hospice and die. That's how bad it was. So, I will be returning to the scene of the crime today. And that will be for Jimmy Kimmel Live, because he's right outside Hollywood, where all the kooks and freaks are. And again, it's pretty amazing. Whether it's people with full-on snakes around them, or it's Spider-Man with AIDS. I mean, fucking doesn't matter. Doesn't matter! And Venice Beach, the cool thing about Venice Beach, they have these street performers, and you have throngs of people all in a circle, and they're clapping, and you just got these colored folk. Did I say colored? Is that, are we 2014 to use the word colored? Is that too racist? Seriously, or is black a better term? Or Afro-American? You know, Afro-stud. Which one is it? Which one is it? Okay, if I use the word colored and I offended some of you out there who are colored, I'm fucking sorry. So I'll refrain and say African Americans. So as we're standing in the circle, in this group, a bunch of African Americans are now breakdancing, and they're doing this, and they're doing this. And now they're like dancing and doing somersaults and twirling. And another guy had a hockey helmet on as if he's retarded, but I know he's not retarded. And that's one thing I've noticed. Have you guys ever noticed that? Not to get off the subject, but I've never seen any retarded black people, African Americans. Have you? Have you really seen, most of the retarded people you see are fucking white. They're fucking white. Very rarely do you see black retards or Mexican retards. Why is that? Why is that? I think that's the white man's curse. I think God, the original man in the sky, says, well, white man, you get everything in life, and life is so easy for you. I'm going to dose you with the retard gene. And every other white kid born is going to have some type of retardation, whether it's Asperger disease, or what do they call it, hamburger disease, whatever the fuck it is, autism, you name it, or just straight up Corky the retard. I'm giving it to the white people because the blacks and the Mexicans, they already got their hands full with enough of that racism shit that they don't need now to be prejudiced and have somebody say, not only do I not want to help that black, but I don't want to help the black retard. So I think that's the reason. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being ignorant. Maybe I'm being a little stupid, silly. Anyways, back to the Hollywood and the hanging out on the walks of the streets of Hollywood. So all of these crazy people and the things that they do has the black guy with the fucking hockey helmet, and he, no bullshit, stands on his head and now starts spinning. And he's spinning on his head while a couple of the other black folk are jumping over him, doing somersaults. And this is all going on the concrete, on the cement of Venice Beach. Pretty fucking impressive. I couldn't get in there with my camera because there were so many people that were in front of me. It was like being at a Metallica concert, and I was like 7 rows back. Couldn't make my way up to the front of the pit. It's too hard. Plus, believe it or not, the people were sweaty, they were smelly, and full of foreigners. Full of foreigners. I know that sounds African. I can't really do a French accent or something, but they fucking mumbled and they stink. A couple women had hairy armpits. This is fucking disgusting. Disgusting. So that is the Hollywood Venice experience. And today I'll be back in the Hollywood area at 4:30. If anybody wants to go on down to the Jimmy Kimmel Show, you can hang out with Rob Black. I will not be a guest on Jimmy Kimmel. I will just be in the audience, laughing, having a good time. So that's what's going on. That's my day. Aren't you glad I shared it with you? I knew you were. All right, it's 12:31 p.m. You know, I feel sometimes I have to remind people, and it kills me that I have to do this more often than not. It kills me that I have to do this. It does. It kills me that I have to constantly remind people about this show and exactly what we do. Seriously. And it's crazy. It's crazy that either people don't understand or people are too stupid to fathom ideas and so forth and so on. If you go to adultfyi.com, go to adultfyi.com. And if you're not watching us on adultfyi.com and you're watching us on the robblackshow.com or you're watching us on youtube.com, the old YouTube, or you're watching us on the Google, you know, the Google Plus, go on over to adultfyi.com and you will see that we did a story about the show yesterday. and more importantly, not just the show itself, but our Mike South post, and basically telling the truth about Mike South and his utter lies and revisionist history that he likes to tell everybody. And so it's a great read. Go and read this article that Tom Byron did, which is Mike South's fantasy boyfriend, considering that Mike South dreams and talks about Tom Byron on a regular basis, talks about wanting to suck his cock, he talks about wanting to put Tom Byron's cock in his asshole. I mean, it's a whole thing. And you say, Rob, that's in there? Not in so many words, but if you read Mike South posts and the way he talks about Tom Byron, you literally would assume that Tom Byron let him suck on his cock a couple times to try to give Mike South some skill level in making a movie. But to no prevail, it never happened because Mike South is an incompetent asshole. So if you go to Adult FYI, you will see a great article, and it's entitled Mike South Tries to Revise History. Best-selling director fired after one movie. And then the other title is Rob Black got him booted from Elegant Angel after the abysmal Georgia Peaches. And we basically break down the Mike South the book of lies. That's what we do. And it's a great read. But let me explain and put this into perspective once again for some of you who seem to forget, seem to not know, or seem to just be this ignorant about what we do and what AVN does, what XBiz does, what all of us do in general. One of the retards, and I've seen it said before on Mike South's site, and I've seen it on the XBiz message board, and I've seen it on a couple of the other message boards, because not many people post. There's probably about 8 people that post. Most of them are in the business. They just hide behind fake names. But somebody actually posted and said, I listened to the Rob Black Show, and I've been listening to him for 3 weeks. And I always find it interesting when somebody says they listen to me, or I suck, and they've been listening to me. And it's like, well, if I suck, and I have no talent, and I'm a loser, why do you listen to me? This guy had a person probably about a month ago on our night show, which is hilarious. And he's emailing me like, you suck. You're an asshole. You're crazy how you're talking about ECW. And now I start engaging with him, and I'm like, asshole. You're the one that's watching me at 9:30 at night on fucking YouTube, jerk off. And he hits me back and goes, oh, well, I was just looking through things to watch, and I stumbled. I mean, you're looking through. Who the fuck looks through things to watch on YouTube live feeds at 9:30 at night? You got to be a desperate loser asshole to be fucking sitting there. I go, you're a fan. You watched the show. I said something that outraged you, so you fucking wanted to chime in. Admit you're a fucking fan. Well, I'm not really a fan. Asshole, if you listen to the show, you're a fan. If you read the stories, you're a fan. If you don't like us, don't listen. Don't talk about us. If you don't read our stories and don't like us, then don't comment. But if you're reading our articles and you're listening to the show, that makes you a fan, stupid. Don't you get that, stupid? So somebody said, I've been listening to Rob Black for 3 weeks. Wow. Hey, thank you. I think the guy's name is Mark. Hey, Mark, thank you. You've been listening to the show for 3 weeks. Thanks for keeping our ratings up there. I'm glad you've been listening for 3 weeks and you don't like us. That's good. Makes a lot of sense. And he says is this the he might as well, I don't remember what he said. Something about the fact that we talk about Mike South all the time. That it was change the name. He said something like change the name of the show to Mike South. And so again, I thought that was funny, and I'll try to explain to this fucking moron because it's obvious that he listens to the show, which is an amazing feat. For someone who doesn't like us, 3 weeks to listen to us, that sure is a long time to not like to not like our program. But let me try to explain this to him. And it's weird that I have to do this over and over because people don't get it the first time. Now, some of the fans are going, Rob, we've heard this already. We get it. And for you all, I'm going to say for the next 5 to 10 minutes, go take a pee-pee. Go finish getting ready for whatever you're going to do. If you're at the office, this is where you can now call a distributor or call somebody and get a sales or get something like that because you don't need to listen to this part. But let me explain to some of you Johnny-come retards. You have AVN in the business. You have XBiz in the business. You have Mike South in the business. You have Lucas Back in the business. You got Rob Black Show in the business. You got the real porn WikiLeaks, Sean Thompson in the business. You got Michael Whiteacre in the business. You got all these people that are in the adult business. And everybody has a blog or everybody has a website and everybody says and talks about things in the business. Everybody the business. Everybody has an opinion, and given day, you can look at an issue, whether it's 2257, the condom ordinance, piracy, and you literally can tune in to each of these websites and each of these people that control the websites and hear a different spin on the issue. Now, some of the people will all side and say the same things, and some of the other people will say different things that are drastically different. So you might go to a Monica Foster Porn News Today site and see an issue that her interpretation of the issue is so far out of what anybody else is saying. You go, that's pretty interesting how this person could achieve that thought process from that story. Then you could go on to AVN and see their stance on the same issue, which is complete 360 of what Porn News Today is. Then you could go to the Real Porn WikiLeaks and find another perspective on the same fucking story. So we are all operating as if we are the mainstream news. And I've said this before, and again, I'm sorry that I'm boring some of you. But when I hear a new fan that's been listening for 3 weeks and they are not understanding this concept, I feel like I have to speak to them because they're too stupid to understand this on their own. So when you're looking at mainstream news and you have CNN and you have Fox and you have Comedy Central and you have CNBC and you have Bill Maher, HBO, the list goes on. Everybody has their own take and their own view on news and events that happen in the world. Now, everybody knows that the porn industry is like its own little world. We have our own money train, our own money sources, whether it's Frank Kretschky at IVD, whether it's AEBN, whether it's any of the other areas that people make money. We have our own hierarchy when it comes to the agents. We have our own hierarchy when it comes to studios. We have our own hierarchy when it comes to the PR people. We are our own little world. And in this little world, everybody is jockeying to become the #1 personality of that world. Everybody's jockeying to be a Bella Knox. Everybody's jockeying to be a Evil Angel, a Girlfriend Films, a Vivid Entertainment. Everybody's jockeying to be a fine-ass marketing. Everybody's jockeying to be a Mark Spiegler. Everybody's jockeying to be all these positions of a source of different power structures in the business. So in turn, all of us that are in the media, which is what we are, talk about all of these things. No different than Fox, CNN, and Bill Maher, Comedy Central, so forth and so on. So, just like when you watch Jon Stewart, okay, or you watch Bill Maher, or you watch Stephen Colbert, certain shows attack other shows and discredit the information that they're disseminating because what they're disseminating is dangerous. What they're disseminating is wrong. And what they're disseminating is so easy to pick apart and create a comedy routine in making them look inept and stupid. So, on a regular basis, and if you look on Yahoo.com and a couple of the other big media outlets, Jon Stewart regularly gets frontline publicity or front page publicity because he attacks Sean Hannity and Fox News. And the minute Sean Hannity steps on his dick with Fox News, Jon Stewart is there to fucking shove it up his ass. Everybody in the industry took shots and still take shots at CNN's coverage on the Malaysian Airlines, to the point where at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, our President Bill Clinton, our President Barack Obama was making fun of CNN and their hunt for the Malaysian airliner. Bill Maher regularly talks about Bill O'Reilly, or talks about Fox News, or any of these Fox and Friends. Again, this is all entertainment. It's all easily used to make shows out of, because these people are so fucking ignorant and stupid, and they say things that they think people will listen to, and they believe, and they will say, okay, sure, Fox News, I get it. So in turn, making these people look stupid, destroying their credibility, and making them be exposed as liars and frauds. Ultimately, the end goal is to have them have no ratings, have nobody care about them until their show is pulled and they are done from that market. So we look at AVN, XBiz, and all of these other news sources as just like Jon Stewart or Bill Maher or Fox News or anybody else sees each other. And we've said it on more than one occasion that Mike South is the Fox News of the porn industry. He literally lies on a regular basis every day. And for about a decade and a half, nobody ever called him on it because everybody was afraid that he then would post lies about them. And if you don't have your own show, if you don't have your own medium to combat this with, you're basically hung out to dry because you have a guy like Mike South who will go on the website of his website and literally he will call you every name in the book, call you a scumbag. He'll print lies about you. And all of these things, he will not have evidence. He will not have real news about anything he's talking about. He makes shit up, just like Fox News does, okay? Just like Sean Hannity does, just like Bill O'Reilly does. And so in turn, when you see Jon Stewart attack Sean Hannity day in and day out, it is exactly what we do. When you see Stephen Colbert attack Bill O'Reilly day in and day out, that is exactly what we do. Because just like O'Reilly and just like Combs or Hannity, Mike South says lie after lie after lie. He literally will sit there and write a story and say, his source says that Free Speech Coalition are consorting with the Russian mafia, and that Diane Duke is the leader of that mafia. So, Diane Duke, what do you have to say to that? That is how Mike South will make his story. He literally will straight up lie about everything. And for a decade and a half, he did this unchecked. And it wasn't until I came along to fucking whack-a-mole. That's what we call it, whack-a-mole. So when this asshole speaks his mouth, I'm there with a hammer and I bash him in his head. Real simple. So the concept of, gee, Rob, you talk about Mike South a lot. Well, assholes. That's what the concept of all of these websites and shows are. Okay? Our concept isn't to cut and paste a story from the media about some teacher who was fondling a boy's penis. Okay? Well, we're fucking here to create a purpose. We're here to do something. On top of entertaining people, we're also here to destroy any of the bullshit that Mike South likes to perpetuate, and or AVN, and or XBiz. Anybody who is going to try to bullshit the masses. Anybody who's going to lie to the masses and tell them that the sky is black when everybody sees that it's blue. And then try to bully and try to abuse you. Okay? When I sit there and see Mike South get away with the things that he tried to get away with, whether it's shooting girls without his tests, or even then trying to claim to everybody that he has Georgia OSHA inspectors on all of his sets, which he still has never fucking said anything about being the biggest lie in the world. And when AVN reported this, Mike South just proclaimed it was a hatchet job on him. What hatchet job? You sat there and volunteered information to Peter Warren and said, I know how the inspection process works because I have an OSHA inspector on every single one of my sets. I mean, how do you not comment on that as a website, as a radio show? When the biggest piece of shit, lying, most dangerous, you gotta understand, so Mike South is the most dangerous man in porn. He really is. Mike South is the most dangerous man in porn. There is nobody more dangerous than Mike South. Because somebody that is able to just sit there and print lie after lie after lie on a website, and everybody's afraid to fucking say something because he'll just keep bullying you and bullying you and bullying you, that's a dangerous man. Anybody that can just print a story and say, one of my sources told me this, and then just make up whatever you want, that's dangerous. And I defy any of you out there to go through the adult FYI history, go through the Rob Black history, and I defy you to find where Rob Black and or Tom Byron have ever had a story with anonymous sources. I defy you to find a story where we have talked about anything that was impactual, where people went, ooh, shit, that's heavy, where we never attributed it or had facts to back any of this up. I defy you. Because that's not me. I don't do that. I get hit with emails every day from the same people that email Mike South. Because this industry is very small with people that are inside. And I get hit with the same emails. You should be talking about this. You should be talking about this. Here's information about that. That whole story that the Porn News Today did about the girl who was getting forced to go to escorting gigs by Derek, and they wrote about it, and she was tweeting about it. And then Mike South talked about a post that we never talked about it once because it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's he said, she said, and ultimately it's the same crap that everybody's known forever, which is whether it's a camera on you or a camera off of you. If you're being paid for sex, it's sex. Just my issue's always been, don't try to hide it and say that it's not. It's like the Sylvia Saint fucking controversy months and months and months and months and months ago. Sylvia Saint trying to fucking play a game with Richard Nanula, and it was basically a giant shakedown game. And then it was her not knowing that this was private. It was all bullshit. Instead of everybody just fessing up to what was going on and shutting their fucking mouths and not trying to shake down an executive, everything would have been fine. But it's when all of this stuff gets muddy when I have an issue. So I, again, defy anybody to find anywhere where we have wrote posts or wrote stories about anybody in this business where we've said, oh, well, this is what we've heard. We can't tell you from where. We can't tell you who. But this is just something. And here you go. Oh, we heard that Diane Duke has 3 pussies. It's our anonymous source. We can't tell you who, and we can't tell you if it's true, but somebody that supposedly, like, who does that? That's fucking Weekly World Report shit. That's like fucking Daily Mirror shit. That's old school. An alien had dinner with the president shit. So we don't do that. Mike South does it. And when Mike South does that, we're there to hammer him in the head and say he's full of shit. He's a liar. No different than Jon Stewart, no different than Bill Maher, no different than Stephen Colbert do to Fox News. Mike South is the Fox News of porn. Mike South is enemy number one. Everybody fucking hates him. He lies about everybody. And we are here to fucking protect these people from Mike South's fucking lies. Remember, I speak the truth about people. Now, people don't like the truth because it kind of hurts them inside. Because when you look at the truth staring at you in the mirror, it makes you feel shitty. So when I say Brad Armstrong had his job hijacked by Axel Braun, and I say he's just got to go back to making dresses with Jessica Drake, people go, wow, Rob, that's really mean. That's hurtful. But it's all the truth. I'm not saying anything that's not true and that hasn't been documented. Axel Braun's at Wicked. Axel Braun is doing all the big budget movies while Brad Armstrong is doing shitty fucking romance movies that has a budget of about 18 grand. That's a fact. Axel Braun has $20, $30, $40, $50,000 budgets for his movies. That's a fact. Brad Armstrong makes fucking costumes for all of the Wicked shoots. That's a fact. Brad Armstrong talked about that in a Cosmopolitan Internet interview. So those are facts that I then create a story with. I do a routine about it. And yes, it's biting, and yes, it's hard, and yes, at times very emotionally brutal. But it's all facts. It's all true. Now, if you don't like that, then you need to change being a dressmaker. You need to change having Axel Braun take motherfuckers' jobs. But it's not a lie. What Mike South does is straight up lies. And then sits back and goes, well, what's anybody going to do? I live in Oklahoma or Georgia eating squirrel and possum meat. Okay, well, people used to not be able to do anything about it, but now I'm here. And now I sure the fuck ain't going to let this fucking hillbilly do what he did to me for fucking over 10 years. The same shit that he does to everybody else is what he did to me. Just randomly putting up stuff and saying, I heard this, here's the story. I heard this from somebody inside Rob Black's office. Okay. I heard this from somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that works inside Rob Black's office. Nobody conducts journalism like that. Okay? Nobody does. Except Fox News. So in turn, Fox News gets beaten up by Sean Hannity, or by Jon Stewart, by Stephen Colbert, and all of those people, to the point where Jon Stewart was accused of being obsessed. Sean Hannity goes, I think you're obsessed with me. And Jon Stewart did a whole fucking 10-minute monologue and said, Sean Hannity, Fox News, yes, I am obsessed with you. I am obsessed with how you people are so ignorant and so stupid. Yes, I am obsessed. Yeah. So, in turn, that same attitude that they, as far as what would they call the liberal media, Bill Maher, Sean Hannity, or Bill Maher, Jon Stewart, how they attack Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly is exactly how I feel about Mike South. He is a liar. He's constantly lying about everybody. He never has anything accurate to say, ever. And we could go back to his story about super gonorrhea. Does everybody remember Mike South talking about super gonorrhea? This deadly super gonorrhea that was running around the industry for all of these months, and you had all these performers. Shit. Mike South even did this super story about people with AIDS who were never told and never put in the system where moratoriums were called. Yeah. How long? Where'd that go? Nowhere. Fucking nowhere. Nothing Mike South says goes anywhere because they're lies. Literally lie. People, there's stuff that Mike South has printed that people have sent me, and I've laughed. I fucking laughed. If you go to him posting on places like xbiz.net and some of these other boards, he'll say things that it's obvious that some of these wackadoos that email me email him, and he runs with it. He literally runs with it. So, at the end of the day, we here are no different than MSNBC, fucking Bill Maher, and a whole list of other media outlets that attack people like Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly and Fox and Friends and every other Fox News analysts or whatever the fuck they like to say they are, because they're fucking stupid. They're ignorant and they tell lies. And like I've said, it's one thing to bust balls about true things, but you just highlight the truth and you say it in a way that is a lot more entertaining than what the truth is. So when we talk about Brad Armstrong being a dressmaker, we say it in a lot more entertaining way. But the fact of the matter is, once again, instead of some of you keyboard warriors, some of you little bitches running on a message board and talking about stupid shit and just sitting there going, nah, 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 you're an asshole. Nah. Why don't you try to debate issues? Why don't you all try to debate issues? Mike South never does the debating of an issue. If I bring up issues, Mike South never debates the issues. When I bring these issues up to another guy, I consider this guy like the Bill O'Reilly, Bill Margold, another guy, which is cool. You don't like me. I don't like you. But I can actually come up with 10 different things about you and about the things you represent and the things you say that are ludicrous and at times are lies. But you sit there and will tell everybody, I'm a liar. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yet, you will never say one by one, what are the lies that I say? And again, I challenge each and every one of you. Tell me the list of the lies that we put on our website and that I speak on this show. Tell me the lies. Tell me. Tell me the lies. When I talk about ABN, when I talk about Vivid, when I talk about IVD, when I talk about Axel Braun, when I talk about Jessica Drake, when I talk about any of these people, tell me the lies that I'm saying. I please tell me the lies that I'm saying. So all I want, just instead of trying to say that I'm every name in the book, just tell me the lies that I'm saying. That's what I want to know. Just like when Mike South does an entire post about his stellar career at Elegant Angel, and you go to Adult FYI, and we show everybody that he's a liar. We show everybody that he did 2 movies with Elegant Angel. A guy who says he was a top seller at Elegant Angel and that he left the company with me, Van Damage, Tom Byron, all of us, because everybody got their pay cut in half. Go to Adult FYI. We even have the box. Georgia fucking Peaches. He did 2 movies. He said something, and I proved him to be a liar. I proved him to be a liar. All I'm asking is you and you. If you don't like me, God bless you. Because chances are the people that are in this industry that know me, that don't like me, I despise you also. Okay? But at least despise me for saying stuff that you don't want to admit and you don't want to face, you don't want to look at with your own eyes. Don't just sit there and say, I say mean things and I'm a liar, because I'm not a liar. Tell me what I've lied about. Go through all of these posts. Go through these posts and tell me on these posts, what have I lied about? Tell me, what have I lied about? From Manwin, Mind Geek, Controlling Wicked, tell me how I'm lying. Tell me how I'm lying. If Manwin controls their internet operation, they're somehow getting money from Manwin. They're somehow involved with Manwin. So how am I lying? Now it's not up to you to tell me how I'm lying. If there's fucking truth to the statement of what I made, you now have to try to dispel that truth. If you say, well, they only own part of it, okay, so me saying that Manwin owns Wicked is true. But now you're telling me it's only half true. Well, what the fuck is a half true? Is that kind of like a half fuck? Is that like half cheating? What's that mean? Go through our site, okay? Those of you who are listening to the show, I'm looking at tell me how these stories are lies. From Mr. Marcus brought back into the fold by Vivid is Mark Wallace next. Mr. Marcus on the Joan Rivers show that was created, that program, and it was set up by Vivid. Tell me how I'm lying. Tell me how I'm lying. Seriously. Kink.com, making noise in Vegas. Party boy Peter Ackworth will get rude awakening. Moving to Nevada to skirt Cal OSHA regulations. Tell me how that story, I'm lying. Mr. Marcus spotted at Exotica convention, signing autographs in Atlantic City, spreading the love. Tell me how I'm lying. Jessica Drake and Chanel Preston, MIA from Adult Performer Advocacy Committee. Faces of APAC, Jessica in Toronto and Chanel Preston in Catalina. Tell me how I'm lying. They had a meeting, and Jessica Drake wasn't in town for it, and Chanel Preston wasn't in town for it. And if you check their Twitters during 3 days before the meeting and 3 days after, both their Twitters never talked about the Adult Performers Committee group. Never. So, how am I lying? How? AVN staff slams Bella Knox and hypes other educated porn stars. I question all of the porn stars that claim to have these great college educations. Read the story. Tell me how I'm lying. I challenged Lexington to Steele to produce his Syracuse University, double major degree. I defy him to produce his diploma. I defy Joanna Angel to show her diplomas from fucking Rutgers. I defy Nina Hartley to show her diploma for whatever college she graduated to become a nurse. Tell me how these stories I'm lying. You can't, because they're not lies. They're just things that everybody thinks in the back of their head but don't ever want to say. Because I'm the guy that says the things that you all think, but you're afraid to say. You're afraid to actually live. You all are afraid to actually fucking wake up and get your fucking heads out of this fog. You're all afraid to fucking get out from underneath this cloak of mediocrity. And you're all afraid that if you're going to say something that might offend Frank Kretzky or Stephen Hirsch, that all of a sudden you're not going to have a job and you're going to be out there sucking dick on Santa Monica Boulevard because you have no skills to do anything else. These are all the things that you're all afraid of. And yet, everything that you would be saying is nothing more than the truth. You're not spreading lies or rumors. They're just the truth. They're simple observations about people in our business. Simple observations. And that's why you don't like me. You don't like me because of the freedom that I represent. You don't like the freedom that I represent. You don't like freedom. You like to be enslaved. You like to be in bondage. You don't like the freedom. And I represent freedom. I represent something that you all want to be able to do. You all want to be able to say, that's wrong, that shouldn't be that way. But you can't. So instead you have to be silent because you're scared. You're scared little kids. I defy you to go through these websites and tell me the stories that we are lying about. Tell me. Anytime there's something that needs to be corrected, when we accused Taja Rain of hanging out at Dubai, she corrected us and said, I was not in Dubai, I was in Monaco. I was the first one to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry to say, but Taja Rain was not out doing a suspected escorting gigs in Dubai. They were suspected escorting gigs in Monaco. My bad. We're the first ones there. We're the first ones there to set the record straight on all of these things. And if we're wrong, we will correct it. But if we're right, you better fucking say we are right from the tallest fucking buildings, motherfucker. You don't like the freedom we represent. Well, get used to it. Because this freedom is spreading this valley. It's spreading into it's spreading all over the world. All right? People know that this show speaks the truth, and this show is about freedom. And it's about freedom of expression, and it's about the freedom to voice an opinion. And that opinion is based on fact. We don't base our opinions off of lies and innuendos. It's not what we do. Because at the end of the day, we are not here to hurt somebody with lies and bullshit. If we're going to hurt you, we're going to hurt you with your own fucking words. We're going to hurt you with your own fucking actions. We're going to hurt you with who you are inside. That's what we're going to do. We don't need to sit there and say an anonymous person told us this. We don't need that, because there's enough shit out there that we don't have to make things up. Okay? That is a fact. That is a fact. We don't need to make things up. Okay? We leave that to people like Mike South. Okay? We leave things like that to people like Mike South. We don't make things up. And I defy you to find the things that we make up. Tell us where we lie. Tell us the things that are wrong. And should they be wrong, we will fucking correct them. But if they're not, you better be prepared to get this little metal tube shoved up your fucking ass. Don't hate the freedom we represent. Hate yourself for the fucking coward that you are. It's the Rob Black Show. We're going to take a break for just 2 minutes, and then we'll be back. I want to jump on the Jessica Drake, Nate Glass party that rolled through what was it? Southern Cal a couple days ago, because it was pretty fucking entertaining. So we'll be right back after these words. About stinky Armenians. Gotta love them. The Jessica Drake, Nate Glass. Woo! I just returned from 7-Eleven. I did. And I gotta ask you guys, and I know when I say this, everybody's gonna say I'm being racist or bigoted or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I know it's gonna happen. I know it's going to happen, but maybe some of you can help me in this. I was at 7-Eleven, and as I was in line, a gentleman came up next to me, and he happened to be Armenian descent. How do I know that? Because I have some friends that are Armenian. And I'm not being stereotyped when I say that. If I said he looked Middle Eastern, my Armenian friends would get upset at me. But he didn't. He definitely was Armenian. Now, my question is this. I was not able to literally stand next to him for more than it took for me to complete my transaction, because any longer I would have died of a lack of oxygen to my brain, because he smelled like a cheap cologne that was so strong that it literally made the pepper spray that I got doused with 2 weeks ago during a fight on the streets of Lancaster. That I literally I could not breathe the fumes from this Armenian kid's cologne. I literally was standing like this, and I put my vitamin water up on the counter, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see somebody walking up to the 7-Eleven door. And as he opens the door, the fumes from the cologne literally was like gas fumes. I'm telling you, it was a chemical. It was a chemical attack. I was attacked by an Armenian chemical bomb, a dirty Armenian bomb. And I literally, out of the corner of my eye, see that door open, and the chemicals of that cologne waft, literally just waft, and I was like, oh, Jesus. And I'm like, oh, God, please don't. And as he started to approach me, I could feel my skin burning. That is how strong the cologne was from my Armenian pal. And I know what it's like to get hit with a chemical attack like the people in Syria. I know what it's like to have chemical burns. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if none of you are from Los Angeles, have never been in the company of an Armenian fully drenched in cologne. It is something that goes beyond. It goes beyond the rules of engagement in a battle. It goes beyond the Geneva Conference. You want to talk about those pictures of the children running around in Hiroshima, naked with their bodies burning from the atomic bomb that we dropped on them? It's nothing. If I did not get out of 7-Eleven as fast as I did and run back here to the office and douse my body with water, I would have made the small girls in Hiroshima look like school children on a foggy day plane in the year 2014. I swear to God, as I sat there and I waited for the Pakistani to ring up my vitamin water, and next to me, this Armenian fellow, and he gave me a smile, and I said, oh, Jesus Christ. Now the hookah vapor that is immencing from your mouth mixed with the cologne, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking melt right fucking here. I'm gonna look like the Nazis from the Raiders of the Lost Ark when the cover of the Ark is lifted and they look at the stick and their faces fucking melt. I'm gonna fucking melt right here. And I look at him and I literally, like I'm smelling a bad, horrific fart, or my nose is right up to a can of gasoline, and I go, and I turn back, and even the Pakistani guy, the owner of the 7-Eleven, is looking at me like this. And for a Pakistani to be fucking overwhelmed with stench from an Armenian's cologne, that is serious stench. Because Pakistanis smell like dog shit mixed with 8-week-old dog shit. And if you put that smell together and wrapped it up in a rotten bag, you would get what a Pakistani smells like. And that's every day for that motherfucker. And he was overwhelmed by the Armenian stink that was fucking coming at him. And together, we were both looking at each other. And now he was going as fast as he could to ring me up because he knew as quick as I got out of there, he could ring up this chemical bomb that was standing next to me. And he could get the chemical bomb out. He could then close down the fucking store. and radio in for fucking help from the National Guard and saying that 7-Eleven on Lancashire has just been struck by a biological fucking weapon. So my question is this. At what point in the puberty stage of an Armenian's life did they get told that covering their entire body from head to toe with the smelliest, most pungent cologne is sexy? And what Armenian girl besides Kim Kardashian and that band of gypsies actually hang out with Armenian men and go, oh, you smell very good. That smell you have is very good. It makes the paint from my fingernails chip off. It's so good. It's so smelling good. Come, let me get in your BMW and let's drive away, please. Keep the windows up because I want to feel what the Jews felt like when they were being gassed in World War II. Please, I want to know what a biological weapon, a dirty bomb, is. Please, my Armenian prince. Keep the windows up. Keep it up, please. Cover yourself in more cologne. I need to smell it even more. Ooh, 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 it smells so good. Please, please, please. Am I being bigoted? I don't think so. Because everybody right now is listening to me at one point or another is not Armenian. Because just like smelling your own farts. You know when you're sitting there and you fart and you just sit there and you still watch TV and your girlfriend comes over and she's like, hey baby, oh fuck, Jesus Christ. And you're like, what, hon? And she's like, what the fuck died around you? And you're like, well, I don't even fucking smell it. She's like, you don't smell the death that just creeped out of your ass? And you're like, nah, I don't smell it. I got to imagine that an Armenian has that same thing. That them sitting there in that stink, they think nothing of it. So, unless you're not an Armenian, you don't know what I'm talking about. So all my non-Armenian fans, you know what I'm fucking talking about. How the fuck can anybody smell like that and literally think A, it's appealing, B, that anybody would actually like it, C, how can they tolerate it, and D, what family member growing up told them to just take a bath in the most stinkiest fucking cologne there is, and once you bathe in it, take a bottle of it and just carry it in your pocket open, like an open can of beer, and no matter where you are, sprinkle it all over you, because it drives chicks nuts. Who told them this? And I know they didn't learn this in American culture, because nobody in America smells like that. Not even the nastiest, stinkiest Italian that I grew up with back in New York doused themselves with more cologne than a fucking Armenian. Have you ever gone in an elevator with an Armenian and just basically, you literally understand what it's like? And I'm telling you no lie, you literally understand what it's like to be a Jew in World War II and be sitting in a concentration gas chamber. You literally understand what it's like to be condemned to death in Louisiana and be told you are dying in the gas chamber. And when that person goes, I'm terrified, what is it like? They bring an Armenian in and go, you smell this? And they go, Jesus Christ. And they go, it won't be as worse as this. Somebody, please tell me, at what point did somebody inform them that smelling like Jordache and Calvin Klein and just covering their bodies with it
You know when you see an Armenian and it looks like they're sweating? It's not sweat, it's the cologne. And you're like, wow, that dude just must have ran an Olympic marathon. No, that's cologne. Before they go out on a date, they literally just take a bucket of fucking cologne and they go and splash it all over them. And they walk out of the house with the wet look. Do you remember the 80s, the wet look? You remember Jerry Curls? Well, guess what? Armenians are perpetually using the wet look. Okay? And if somebody can explain to me in what cult, if I go to fucking the land of Armenia, okay? If I go to Iran or wherever the fuck an Armenian comes from, am I going to get off the fucking US Airlines and as soon as I step foot in the fucking airport, it's going to fucking overwhelm? Am I going to just go, oh, wow, I'm in Armenian world, wow, here we go, woo! Or am I going to go to where Armenians live and they're going to go, what? We don't smell like that. That's American Armenians. I don't know, but no human being should ever smell like that much cologne. Because I must give my Armenian friends a bit of advice. When somebody is covered in cologne from head to toe, that bad, where it makes your fucking eyes water to be around them. In America, what that means is that they are a stinky motherfucker, and the cologne is masking the fact that they smell like shit. All right? Just a word of advice, my Armenian friends. When you cover yourself from head to toe with cologne, okay? When you cover yourself from head to toe with cologne, what that means, okay, is in general, you smell like shit. I know that's horrible to say, but I swear to God, that is what us Americans assume. No different than when you walk in to somebody's house.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
And they got incense burned.
They got incense burned because they're horrible. They're stinky. They're fucking dirty. They're dirty and stinky and filthy. Okay? Steady. All right, I wanted to touch on something that I didn't get a chance to I wasn't able to talk about it because we were addressing other things, and I'm a little upset by it. I'm a little upset by it, and I say that with the utmost upsetness. And it's actually about my favorite girl. Not Carla Lane. Don't get crazy. That is my my favorite girl. Okay? But I'm talking about my second favorite girl that I like to talk about. And that is Big Jessica Drake. Yes, that is Big Jessica Drake. And I miss her, and I miss talking about her. I do. I do. I miss her, and I miss when I am intricately intertwined with her day-to-day operations. Now, over the weekend, oh Jesus, over the weekend, I was reminded of the Jessica Drake, I want to call it the rape tour. I do. I want to call it the rape tour. I know it's horrible to say, but I don't know any way else to say rape tour. And I find it incredibly disturbing that Nate Glass and Jessica Drake are running around the good old USA promoting this this rape tour when you have people, and it's not funny. I mean, I'm not lying. I'm not laughing about it at all. But when you take a look at what is going on in Nigeria, seriously, and there is this terror group, and it's called the Boko Haram. Okay. Wait a minute. And what did I do? Go to Dr. Boko Haram. No, not Boko Haram. There's all these names for this. All these things. Hold on. It's just bizarre. I was watching this last night, and it's hard to get. Yes, it's because you have the guy. It's like Africa is this breeding ground for weird shit that's going on, and you have Boko Haram, and I didn't want to confuse them with Kofi, the guy that 2012, they had the Twitter campaign going on to hunt for this guy Kofi in Africa. Oh, thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, young man. Thank you. This guy Coney. His name's Coney. Joseph Coney. So I'm saying between Coney and Boko and fucking, it's all out of fucking Nigeria and Africa, for Christ's sakes. Seriously, they're fucking savages over there. But anyway, you have this group called Boko. It's almost like a resort. Hey, come on down to Boko Haram. We've got plenty of girls. We've just kidnapped them from a local school. Come on down to Boko Haram. Get on, you young Nigerian pussy. So, it's horrible, I know that. But, nonetheless, you've got this group out there in Africa. Okay, and it's by their leader, Abubakar Shauk. They're Islamists. Okay, I'll tell you, you gotta fucking, you gotta say something for the concept that the old adjective of all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims. So again, this is where me and my good friend Bill Maher differ. And Bill Maher is very to label, Muslims terrorists. And I know that my stance is very Republican, but I gotta tell you, every shitty thing that happens as far as a different country with terrorist groups, they're never Christians. They're never they're never Baptists. They're not even fucking Scientologists, for Christ's sakes. They always seem to be Muslim. They always seem to be Islamist fundamentalists, and they seem to be doing the most of the fucked up shit. Now, granted, people will say, well, Rob, religion kills. There's religion from Mormons to Israel. All of these religious groups kill in the name of their religion. Rather, it's Israelis killing Palestinians, Palestinians killing Israelis, Mormons just fucking young kids and marrying their fucking daughters. I get it. I get all that stuff. But there's something that has to be said about a Islamist group going and burning down schools in Africa that house young 13 and 14-year-old women. And they burn their schools down and then kidnap 200 to 300 of these kids and then sell them on the black market, all in the name of Islam and the Muslim faith. That's fucked up, all right? I mean, let's face it. That's fucked up, all right? That's fucked up. When you've got this Joseph fucking Coney, and he's got armies of 10-year-old kids with guns, and they're out there creating this militant front. That's fucked up, you know? Again, this is taking religion to a different level. And this is where I have to disagree with my liberal friends when they show a picture of them sitting in a Starbucks and they're going, this is my Hindu friend, and this is my Muslim friend, and this is my Christian friend, and this is my Palestinian friend, and we all sit together and get along because here in America we're able to do that. Well, guess what? This shit ain't in America. This shit is happening everywhere around us. And those same people that you're sitting there at Starbucks with singing Kumbaya because they're cool Muslims, guess what? Their fucking uncle ain't a cool Muslim. He's out there attacking children and fucking plotting to kill Americans with airplanes. Truth. That's the fucking truth. Anybody that is a practicing Muslim and that is from a different country, but they now live here, they all have some tie to some radical, crazy nut job over in the Middle East. They all do. Okay? Just like we all have a crazy uncle that, you know, you wouldn't let alone with your little cousins. You know, the uncle that everybody thinks is a fucking child molester. We've all, come on. We've all had either the crazy child molester uncle, the alcoholic uncle. We've all had the crazy relative that everybody is just like, hey, Jimmy, I don't want you playing with Uncle Ralphie, okay? Well, why? Because he's drunk, and when he gets drunk, he tries to fuck kids. I got you, Mom. No problem. So, if in America we all have the radical relative that's just a little bit fucking crazy, what the fuck do you think a young Muslim that is here in America on a fucking visa or was born in America but his mom and dad were born in you know, Iraq, or they were born in Iran and they moved here, you know, in their early teens or in their fucking early 20s to start a family, and then they have a kid. Let's face it, those people have the crazy uncle who would come to their house and go, we must kill everybody! We must kill America! And they're like, oh, dude, will somebody not give Afi some more fucking booze, please? He's getting fucking, I must kill! What did he do? He blew off one of his other fucking things. He motherfucker's got like this. He's like, hi, nice to meet you. And they're like, Afi, wave me your other fingers. Hi, there was a bomb. That's not going good. You know, and he's just a shitty bomb maker. But let's face it, we all have crazy pedophilia uncles and cousins and fucking criminal motherfuckers in our families. So every one of these Muslims that we all sit around at Starbucks and try to pat ourselves on the back and go, hey, I'm very diverse. I have a gay friend, and I have a Muslim friend, and I have a Scientologist friend, and we like to go and hang out at Starbucks, and we drink some chai lattes, and we listen to Sarah McLachlan, and we sit on the big overstuffed couches for like hours on end, and we just talk about each other's heritage. Well, guess what, asshole? That motherfucker has got a relative who will eventually try to get here in America to blow us up. Just happens. So you've got these crazy Muslims now in Africa, and they're running around kidnapping school kids. Seriously. They are kidnapping school kids. They are. And we support Nigeria. Okay? We give Nigeria aid. Fucking bizarre, man. We give these countries that support terrorism, we give them aid. And people say, yeah, but it's not the government, it's these radical groups inside the government. Listen, okay? The governments could clamp down on these radical fucking groups. Let's face it, they don't have any real laws there. They're not like the United States where you need warrants and you need fucking all this sophisticated legal shenanigans and wranglings to go at. I mean, let's face it. This isn't America where you could have a guy like Clyde Bundy basically stealing from the government for over 20 years, and he has supporters with assault rifles levied and raised at people trying to say to Clyde Bundy, asshole, you owe us $1 million. We want our fucking money. So here in America, we actually let citizens point their guns at government officials in the name of this right to bear arms and you know, this land is my land, is your land, and all sorts of this shit. Other countries don't have that, okay? And a country like Nigeria, listen, if they wanted to, they know where these groups are located. All they'd have to do is go in there with a couple fucking tanks and a couple hundred of their military soldiers, and they could wipe out these groups. But they don't, because these groups pay those governments. So you get a group like this, the Hobo Club, or whatever the fuck they're called. Hold on. Boko Haram. Well, they say that last year, Boko Haram was estimated to be given between $50 and $70 million from Al Qaeda, and the year before, and the year before that. Throughout these years, they'd been funneled about $70 million from Al Qaeda, right before Bin Laden was killed by our president. So it was a little bit more than a year ago. They estimate that this Boko Haram was given about $70 million from Al Qaeda. Now, in these areas in Nigeria, and you have these corrupt presidents, okay? Think about this. The Nigerian president's name is Goodluck Jonathan. I swear I'm not lying. His name is Goodluck Jonathan. President Goodluck Jonathan. His name is fucking Goodluck Jonathan. Are you understanding what the words that I'm saying? Their fucking Nigerian president. His name is Goodluck Jonathan. Am I the only one that finds that incredibly funny, incredibly bizarre, incredibly fucking disturbing? That the goddamn president, okay, the fucking president of Nigeria is Goodluck Jonathan. Hey, what's up, Goodluck? What is he, a card shark in Vegas? Is this guy sitting at the World Poker Championships? And here we are at the table with Two-Hand Smelty from Rhode Island, and sitting right next to him is Goodluck Jonathan from Inglewood, California. Hello, how are you? It's Goodluck Jonathan. There we are. And Goodluck Jonathan's showing an ace there. He's showing an ace. Oh, and Goodluck Jonathan's got a full house. Goodluck Jonathan. Fucking good. Who the fuck's got a name like Goodluck Jonathan? You know who does? A Nigerian president, okay? So, a group like Boko Haram, you know what they do? They go to a president like Goodluck Jonathan, and they give Goodluck some money. And they say, hey, Goodluck, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm looking for some luck. And guess what they do? They take out 10, 20 million, and they go, good luck. Here's some money, all right? Go have some more good luck, and just don't fuck with us. And then they continue to go on their ways, because when you're a terrorist group and you're people like Warlord Joseph Kony and you're Boko Haram and you're sending out videos where you just got done kidnapping 200 girls. Again, we're not talking about just running into a fucking mosque and blowing it up. We're not talking about having one of your Nigerian soldiers run into a discotheque and go, hello, and blow up. We're talking about going to a school, firebombing the school, and then kidnapping 200 girls. That's not a small feat, guys. That's not a small feat at all. That is a huge undertaking when it comes to the government and its lack of doing anything. Because to kidnap 200 children out of a school, the government has got to be pretty complacent and pretty like, oh, hey, what happened? Oh, wow, I guess they didn't have good luck. Well, I guess not, Jonathan. They weren't too good luck. So it's incredibly disturbing for this to be happening. And for America to do business with Nigeria. And we associate with Nigeria. And the fact that Nigeria basically sits back and really does nothing to stop people like Joseph Kony and Boko Haram and Afghar Shakakuku, or whatever his fucking name is. I mean, if you guys see the video, the leader of Boko Haram, he's making this video, and it looks like something from West Coast Productions, for Christ's sakes. He's sitting there smiling. He's got a gun, and he's talking about, I'm taking a girl. I'm taking a girl, and I sell the girl. I sell them because God wants me to sell them, and we sell all that pussy. I mean, you're just like, what the fuck? And his hands shaking, and he's laughing. He's like the guy from the old 7-Up commercial. He goes, sometimes you like it. Ha ha ha! Sometimes you don't. Enjoy 7-Up. That guy. He looks like the 7-Up guy that would laugh his ass off doing the commercials. That's what it was like watching this fucking Boko video. Boko Haram. It's very disturbing, man. Very disturbing. So, that is the conversation. And you say to me, well, Rob, why is this and what does this have to do with Jessica Drake and Nate Glass? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Because Nate Glass and Jessica Drake, and we're not going to get a full amount of time to get into it, but if you go and take a look over the Wednesday, Thursday, they did their rape tour. They did. That's what I call it. It's called the rape tour. And so Jessica Drake and Nate Glass were once again at USC. And they were talking about fucking people that go onto tube sites. And again, they mentioned YouPorn, and more than that, they mentioned, which is pretty funny, they mentioned the website RedTube, which is even funnier because, again, it is a Manwin MindGeek-owned entity. So when I'm watching the Jessica Drake and Nate Glass tour, and they are talking about how going on RedTube and going on these websites amount to not giving consent and taking something that is not yours is stealing, and that it equates to being at a party or something like that, and you're not giving your consent. They've been trying, and they did it in their Chicago speech about piracy and tube sites, and they did it, in the exact same way at the USC lecture by trying to equate stealing and going on RedTube and taking Jessica Drake's porn is similar to raping her. Again, you're going to say, Rob, did they say that? Well, when Nate Glass is talking about consent and saying that in today's society, young people know the word consent and they know how to respect that word. And it is a word that when people do not give each other consent, they know that is wrong. Again, this is exactly what Nate Glass has been talking about. You can look on AVN and find where Nate Glass has said the speech about consent. We've done a story on it before about Jessica Drake and Nate Glass and the word consent and how they equate basically rape and young people not giving each other consent, which could only infer sex, and that is on the same wavelength as when somebody steals a Jessica Drake's movie. So I read these things from Jessica Drake and Nate Glass, and then I read about Good Luck Jonathan and the 200 girls that are basically abducted from a school, and they are now being raped, and they are not giving their consent, and they will be sold off into slavery. And it makes me think that our industry and the people that are in our industry trying to combat piracy are pretty stupid when the same pirates that they're bitching about are the same people that they do business with. And it amazes me. And it amazes me that Jessica Drake would talk about Manwin, and they would talk about RedTube. And you would see people like Catalina Cruz talk about Manwin and talk about RedTube. And you would see somebody like Tanya Tate talk about Manwin and talk about RedTube. Because when you talk about tube sites, you're talking about Manwin. And I bet you Catalina Cruz works for fucking Manwin. I guarantee you Tanya Tate works for fucking Manwin. Everybody works for Manwin. Jessica Drake's company is owned by Manwin. And the biggest hypocrite, biggest mouth motherfucker in the business, Mike South, he makes money from Manwin. He wants to tell everybody he doesn't, because in Mike South's warped brain, he wants to equate that unless you pay him $200 or $300 or $100 for an ad on his site, that's advertising. But yet, on the top of Mike South's page, it says visit Mike's friends' sites. And when you click on the button that says O-Day Porno, that O-Day Porno is basically a portal for all of these membership sites. And if you look at all of these membership sites, you'll find Manwin Brazzers sites. You'll find Twisties. You'll find Playboy. You will find, I mean, the list goes on and on of all of the Manwin-owned sites that are on Mike South's site advertising. But yet, he will talk shit on Manwin and Digital Playground and the hierarchy in that company. And it's perplexing. And he also talks shit on all the people that are currently taking money from Manwin and saying that it's all their fault and that he's righteous and he takes no money from them. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, click on Day Porno, O-Day Porno, which Mike South calls his friends. Click on any of the links for Twisties, okay? Or any of the other Manwin content. When you go to there, you can click on a button that says Site for Full Access. I am now on the Twisties site where I can join this website. Now, if I join this website, who's going to make money off that join? Mike South is. Mike South is going to make money off of that join. So how does Mike South sit there and claim that he himself is so righteous that he is not making money off of this fucking business with Manwin? How? How does this happen? How does anybody in this business bitch about Manwin and yet in the same time take their money? See, if I was Manwin and I was the higher ups at Manwin, everybody that opens their mouth about the company, I would fucking blacklist them. That's what I would do. That is what I would do. And the fact that Jessica Drake and Nate Glass run around and equate people taking her shitty fucking movies that Brad Armstrong does and classifying that as rape and not giving her consent is pretty amazing, considering Wicked is owned by Manwin. Okay? Wicked is owned by Manwin. And if somebody's going to dispute that and say, whoa, no, Rob, Manwin only owns their internet division. Oh, okay. So you're saying that Manwin only owns their internet division. Okay. So Manwin owns what? The future of the business of Wicked? So Manwin doesn't own selling DVDs that are almost dead. They only own the internet properties. Well, which one's more valuable? DVD or internet? Duh! Are you fucking people retards? I would imagine that the internet properties of Wicked are a lot more valuable than the dying, dead DVD market controlled by Bonnie Kale. So one would say that if that's the only thing that Manwin Brazzers owns, MindGeek owns of Wicked, then I would say that, yeah, they own fucking Wicked. Okay? Yeah, I would say they own fucking Wicked. If they own the internet division I would say that they own Wicked. And for Jessica Drake and Nate Glass to be running around claiming that RedTube and YouPorn are horrible people because they're pirators and people should boycott them is pretty fucking silly, considering that they all work for Manwin. And I find it incredibly silly in the article that Taja Rain is also part of this. When Taja Rain, okay, Taja Rain, it's like on one hand she says pay for your porn, but on the other hand she supports and works for Manwin. I mean, she just did a huge movie for Digital Playground. And she's even said it on ABC News. Well, if I want to work, I have to work for Manwin. So it's like you basically have people in this business who have no convictions. They have no heart. It's like, well, I don't like piracy, but I have to work for fucking Manwin, or I won't work. So what I'll do is I'll speak as loud as I can, but then privately I'll work for Manwin and take their money and support the company that I'm saying is destroying the business. Makes no fucking sense. She does it. Catalina Cruz, this fucking dummy, one of Mike South's fucking soldiers that advertise on that idiot site. You don't think you're not going to find, are you guys going to tell me that in the last 2-3 years Catalina Cruz has never worked for MindGeek, Manwin, Brazzers? Bullshit. You're going to tell me Tanya Tate has never worked for Manwin or Brazzers? Bullshit. Every single one of these girls, including the great Mike South, all get paid from Manwin. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is go to Hillbilly Mike South's website, click on the link at the top that says "Oh Day Porno." The link at the top that says "Oh Day Porno" is a link that goes to a whole bunch of Manwin sites. And you can look at photo sets, and if you like the photo sets, you could click on a link to buy the photo sets, which takes you to the membership site of Manwin product. You then purchase the Manwin product, and that money goes to Mike South. If Mike South is doing this for free, you know that's a lie. That can only work with Derek Hay and Latada banners when Mike South was advertising for them. But if Mike South is now going to tell everybody that he does business with O'Day Porno just out of the goodness of his heart because he believes in what they're doing, the guy is a fucking well, he's a liar as it is, so it just shows even more of him being a liar. Go to O'Day Porno. It's a link on top of his site called Friends. If you go to that motherfucking site, click on it, you're going to see a whole bunch of Manwin websites. Playboy Plus, Twisties. What else? I mean, there's stuff that I don't even know are Manwin sites that are just Manwin sites because I don't know all the businesses that they do with you know that Manwin has. I don't fucking follow them like that. I'm not obsessed with them like Mike South is obsessed with them. They are what they are. They provide millions of dollars into the business. Whether we like them or not, until everybody decides they're not going to support them, what's the point of talking shit and saying that they're evil people and take their money. You just look fucking stupid. That's what you do. You just look like a fucking retard. So you either take their money and shut your fucking mouth, or you talk shit on them and you don't take their money. But the business can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Okay? I won't let you. You look fucking retarded. Okay? You look fucking retarded trying to have it both ways. So, again, Mike South makes money from Manwin on his O-Day porno site. Tajarain makes money from Manwin. Wicked Pictures makes money from Manwin. Catalina Cruz makes money from Manwin. Tanya Tate makes money from Manwin. Everybody makes money from Manwin. Everybody makes money from YouPorn. Everybody makes money from RedTube. Everybody makes money from all of these entities. So everybody needs to shut the fuck up and quit with your hypocrisy and talking shit about a company that's paying your fucking bills. And Jessica Drake and Nate Glass, if you want to see what a non-consensual activity is, Jessica, go on down to Nigeria. Bring one of your pretty little outfits that Brad Armstrong makes for you. Go down there and ask to speak to the leader of Boko Haram and tell him that you would like to have about 400 Nigerian militants of Boko Haram basically show you what not having some consent is. All right, Jessica, why don't you let a couple of these 100 Islamic fundamentalists run a fucking train up your ass so they can fucking show you what non-consent is. And then when they get done, have them all come in Nate Glass's mouth and show Nate Glass what not consent is, okay? Because the 200 little girls are going through real rape. They're having something taken away from them and that is a lot bigger and a lot, they're having their lives taken away from them. Not a fucking horrible Brad Armstrong porno movie, okay? So, Jessica Drake and Nate Glass, stop with your fucking non-consent words and stop with your hypocrisy along with everybody else. You're all disgusting. And read the news once in a while and see what the fuck is going on with this world before you start throwing around the world non-consent. Fucking dummies. It's the Rob Black Show. We're getting ready for the news that we can use. Yes, we are. And in about 1 minute, we're going to sign on, and we're going to go live. We're going to talk to the great Katie Summers right now. So here it is. The news that you can use. So those of you who are listening on YouTube, and you know you will not be seeing Katie Summers on the YouTube feed, you can switch over to the Adult FYI. Those of you who don't like the news that we could use from Katie Summers, you could turn it off now. If you don't like the way she does the news, if you don't like the way she pronounces things, if you don't like anything about her, turn it off. I don't care. But just by watching the show and commenting on it means you watch the show and you like it. And in that case, shut your fucking mouths. All right? So let's get a little news that we can use. Hello, Katie Summers. How are you? I'm doing good. And before we get to some news that we can use, let's get a little information that I need. Were you able to go downstairs for the tickets? All right, so, well, because you never sent me the information that I need to give Tom Byron, which now it'll just be me and Tom Byron to go get you know, I need to get the fucking tickets. Yeah, I get it, but here's the thing. To get to where we got to go, we got to go to the 101. There's no fucking way we're going to go to the 101 and go in the opposite direction to go to fucking Kinko's, and then turn around and then go back the other opposite way. Unless when we get off the air, you can find something that's going towards that area, going from Lancashire to Ventura Boulevard, and then going up Ventura Boulevard into Hollywood. Because that Kinko's is over in Coldwater, and it's like in the totally opposite direction. It's fucking retarded. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Laurel Canyon, Coldwater, whatever the fuck it was. It's just out of the way of where we have to go, so it's kind of fucking retarded. All right. All right. Well, yeah. There's got to be something uh, in that area. So, or maybe you know what? I'm going to ask. Hey, Tom Byron, if you could get a chance, can you go and ask Hans Guberstein if he has a printer in his in the Cyclone office? And if he has a printer, can you see if he would let us print something out? You know, I'm going to see if Byron can ask Hans if Hans has got a fucking printer. Because Hans might have a fucking printer. If Hans has got a printer, I'm sure he'd let us print something. All right, so I think that Tom Byron heard me, so Tom Byron's going to go ask fucking Hans and see if we can use the printer. All right, so with that being said, Katie Summers, it is time for the news. La 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 la. That you can use. Take it away, Katie Summers. Delvino. Yes. Wait a minute. So V. Stefano, when did she, so you're saying that there's a report that V. Stefano has just adopted 2 black babies? Well, yeah, but you know what though? I'd like to know how old those kids are. Meaning, you said that they're not babies anymore. Those kids are probably like fucking 12 years old. So they're under the age of 12. Yeah, hold on a second.
I went down and asked Hans. He said he has a printer, but he's leaving right now, and he'll be back in about an hour. So I don't know.
It's too late.
Yeah.
All right, so we're fucked. We're stuck there. Well, Byron, where's the Kinkos around here?
All right.
All right. So Hans has a printer, but he's leaving, so he's not gonna be able to do it. All right. I'm sorry. Back to so they're under 12, but they're probably does it say if they're older than 5 or 6, or it doesn't say. So it just says they're under 12. That's fucking classic. So, Stavino finalized adoption on two black kids, and they're under the age of 12. And she's telling everybody, including Barbara Walters, that the Big Don Sterling, was a great stepdad, I guess, to the little black kids. Barbara Walters. She said it to another news agency. Oh, so a source that knows about the adoption leaked out that Donald Sterling's been great with the kids. Okay, well, of course he's been great with the kids. He's seeing money. He's seeing money in the bank. He probably told her, you should go and adopt 2 black kids, so when they get old enough, A, they could do chores around the house, and B, they could be basketball players for my team, and we'll make tons of money. That's what he said. Oh, well, of course, she didn't. Listen, she knows. Okay, listen. Let's call a half black, half Mexican girl a spade over here. All right, she fucking knows. At the end of the day, she knows at the end of the day that where the fuck is she gonna go and get any thing that she was getting before this whole uproar. Meaning, she was an archivist for Donald Sterling. Okay, great. That was her official name as not being somebody that's sucking on his old fucking shriveled dick. So she's working for him getting Bentleys. She's working for him and getting almost $2 million houses. Who else is going to give her that? Okay, she'd have to be trolling the dirty.com for the rest of her life to get any fucking play like that. So when all of this shit hit the fan, she's now trying to put all the shit back up the horse's ass because she went out and was adopting kids. She was basically living a life. She was living a nice little fucking life. She was going to be this mom to these 2 little black kids. Well, guess what? Now she's got 2 black kids. They're officially hers. She's got to care for them. And her sugar daddy is basically having his life ruined because of this fucking cunt. So now she's trying to do damage control. Just like I told you, if you look at her Instagram, nowhere on her Instagram do you see any pictures of V. Stavino with any black guys. So it's obvious that her and Donald Sterling are still together. it's obvious that she is with the guy, and it's obvious that they had a fight, and she basically did the fight like you hear the girlfriends or the wives do, where they call the police, where they get into a big fight at the house, and they've had these fights before, and the wife always goes, the next time you do that, you get real upset, I'm going to call the police. And you're like, honey, you know if you call the police, there's no turning back. I'm going to go. And then sure as shit, you get into a fight. You start throwing furniture in the house, and she goes, I'll call the police. She calls the police, and guess what? There's no turning back. The police are there, and you're like, I didn't mean to call the police. I'm sorry. Well, we got to take you both now under arrest. And now you're fucking involved in that bullshit. It's exactly what happened. They got into some type of fight, and lo and behold, she let that tape get out. Now all this shit is out there, and she's trying to figure out a way to get everything to shut the fuck up so her and Don can go back to what they had. Because if you look at her Instagram, there is no black guys. If you look at her Twitter, there is no black guys. And if they were really fighting and they really were upset at each other, you would go to her Instagram and her Twitter and see her back with pictures of black guys. That's just what a girl would do. But there is no black guys. There's nobody on that site that he told her not to put on that site. If they were really in a fight, that Magic Johnson picture would be up there. That Kemp picture would be up there. She'd be up there with all the fucking chocolate armies that she could fucking find. But she's not. There is nothing up there. So she's wigging out because how is she going to fucking pay her fucking bills without the old Jew? So, interesting, interesting. All right, give me something else, little girl. Monica, oh my God, Monica Lewinsky. Go figure. Nah, you want to know what it is? It's somebody, a Republican. Some Republican got to what's his name? What's his name? What's her name? Monica, a Republican. It's a Republican group. Because listen, let's face it, Monica Lewinsky. You think she's making real fucking money? Whatever money that she ever got from the scandal, she's already pissed through it. It's already gone. So a think tank, Republican group, somebody reached out to her and said, hey, you ought to pop back up. We could use you right now. Because remember, she came out against Bill Clinton and put out all this story because of a Republican, Linda Tripp, who was hell-bent on destroying Clinton. So basically, again, it was just a spurn lover who never had the best interest of the person she was with in her heart. Monica Lewinsky was never loyal to the president. She was never loyal to Democrats. She was nothing more than a fucking. It sounds lame when you go, oh, she was a hooah. I ain't gonna go so far as to label that bullshit name, but she was nothing more than a fuck toy. She was a big, chubby girl who loved to suck cock and loved to suck on the president's cock. Our president was as horny as they came. He was horny before he was in the office of president. He used to fucking, there was reports of him sexually harassing women and doing all sorts of shit like that when he was Arkansas governor. He had affairs before. So it's nothing. She basically gave him the fuck me eyes. And he was like, you are really attractive. And she was like, I'd love to suck your cock, Mr. President. So she was sucking his cock. She would come into the Oval Office, and while he was on the phone talking to world leaders, she would fucking deep throat him. That's what she did. That's what she did. That is what she did. She used to suck his cock in the fucking White House. That's it. That's all she was. She was no fucking scholar. She wasn't fucking at Harvard. She was nothing except a fat girl sucking cock. So all that money is gone that Monica Lewinsky ever fucking made from this scandal. And at the end of the day, she needs another paycheck. And the Republican think machines have now gotten to her and said, hey, we'll give you money if you start getting in the public eye again, to remind everybody why they shouldn't be voting for Hillary Clinton. And that's it. Well, yeah, let's put it this way. I would say it's the Rand Paul people. Rand Paul would never make the call, but it's the people that are involved with Rand Paul. Because you are right, Katie Summers. Let me tell you something. When people criticize Katie Summers' intelligence, that offends me. That offends me because the fact that you even remember that Rand Paul is the person that was squawking the most about Bill Clinton, I find pretty goddamn impressive. I just thought I'd say that. Seriously, the fact that you even remember that Rand Paul is the one that was squawking the loudest about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky is pretty impressive. And you are 100% right. It definitely is the Rand Paul people and that group that are getting Monica Lewinsky to fucking come on out of the fucking shadows and tell everybody about the fucking cock-sucking adventures of Bill Clinton. Well, yeah. I mean, Rand Paul is definitely a little bitch. Yeah, I mean, really, Rand Paul is definitely, and he has, out of all the Republicans, believe it or not, Rand Paul is the one that has the best shot as of right now, he has the best shot of um, he has the best shot of uh, uh, taking the White House from Hillary because he is as moderate of a Republican as you can get, and he's more of a moderate Republican than John McCain ever was. You know, and John McCain was the Republican, you know, darling, so to speak, that people talked about. What that was, you know, he would reach across the aisle and he could, you know, he would have democratic views and. You know, he basically was somebody that wasn't, I'll vote no for every Democrat that ever proposes something. So Rand Paul is really that new John McCain, except younger and a little better at it. And it shows when they asked him about abortion. And they asked him if he would outlaw it if he became president. He basically said no. He said that's not the will of the people. He said the people are divided, and it's not his place to impose something that half America is in favor for and the other half isn't. And a whole bunch of Republican right-wing conservatives lost their fucking minds and said, well, then I'm not going to be supporting Rand Paul. And even as early as Rick Santorum, that nut job that ran for president years ago, who was out of Pennsylvania, who basically said that black people sponge off the government and take money for, you know, from the welfare. He over the weekend on it was either Crossfire or Face the Nation, one of them, basically shot on Rand Paul and said, "Fuck him, he's an asshole." So, you know, Rand Paul's definitely doing something right if Republicans that are really ultra-conservative are speaking out against him. So, yeah, you are 100% right. Out of all the Republican nut jobs right now, he's the one that has the best shot because he resonates with people. Like his dad. Remember, his dad was, Paul. I always forget his first name. You have Rand Paul, and then hold on, let me look it up. The dad's name. Ron Paul. There you go, baby. Look at you. You're on top of your shit today. You're right, Ron Paul. So, you know, remember, all the people that like the goofy dad. You know, so yeah. We'll see what we'll see what transpires. So. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, baby. You're right. So, all right, give me something else. Yeah. Yeah, the Republicans, man. That's their new uh, that's their new um, uh, that's their new talking point, that they're gonna keep fucking hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering, which is Benghazi, 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 rah rah rah. It's like there's nothing there. It's the same shit that we all know. It's just worded differently. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. Who knew what? Who didn't know what? Who said it was because of a video? Who said it wasn't because of... It's all the same information. It's just said differently now. Now it's, well, that person was told not to say this and this. But at the end of the day, it's all still the same shit. There's not one person yet that has been able to come up with the smoking gun that says President Obama got on the phone and told XYZ to lie about this and to fucking say this and fuck the guys that died in the attack and I'm the big black president, fuck you. Nobody has that. Nobody has a Hillary Clinton fucking comment saying, hi, yeah, lie about this, lie about that, and everybody can lick my pussy because I'm a big lesbian. Fuck you, I'm going to be in the White House. Nobody's got that. It's all the same shit. It's all the same. He said, she said, it went to this department, that department, this person. But there's no there's no Hillary Clinton. There's no Obama. And that's what everybody wants. And it's not either of them. Same thing with the IRS scandal. You know, everybody is looking for somebody to say, yeah, President Obama walked into my office and said, hey, IRS chief, yeah, I want you to go after these people. Okay, Mr. Obama. No, it never happened. And no matter what they probe and no matter what they search, they're never going to find that. Because if they would have found it, if it was there, they would have found it already. It's been 2 years. Okay? It's been 2 fucking years. Enough's enough already. Like you said, what the fuck does climate change have to do with Benghazi? I think what climate change killed our people? Come on now. So that's it. Give me another story, my love. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck to that's got yeah, it's gotta suck to fucking you go in there to get something routinely done and all of a sudden they cut your sack and you're like, hey, whoa! I wonder if you're able to. I mean, yeah, I imagine you are allowed. You definitely could sue for that. Well, I think I would say you call the lawyers regardless. I'd say, yo, man, I went in to get eye surgery and they cut my dick off. You know, they cut my tubes. Burned to the ground. The bridge, what the fuck bridge is it anyways? I heard something. It's Interstate 15 in Papera. Yeah, and it fucking burned down. Well, did it burn down or did it just get like caught on fire? It burned down. I think it's pronounced Hesperia. Hesperia. Oh, okay. That's what you're getting. The bridge, yeah, wow. Fucking bridge. Wow. You know, it's funny because I heard there was all starts of, I heard there were all sorts of traffic jams yesterday, so that must be what the traffic jams are all about. Because I heard that people who, I was hearing the news that people who were trying to go to Las Vegas were stuck on the 15th for, for that. At one point they were on there for over 10 hours. And so it was something quick before I got out of the car. So this must be exactly what they were talking about. This fire that was having, out in Hesperia or wherever the fuck it was. That fucking sucks. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Yeah, I got to imagine that's gotta suck. You're building a bridge, and then you fucking burn it down, and you cause a 10-hour traffic jam, and oh man, it's just gotta be shitty. You know, I mean, you got to imagine it's got to be shitty, and then you know you got a lot of heat from everybody. You know what I mean? You got to imagine you got your balls busted by your bosses because, you know, somebody had to get in trouble for burning the fucking bridge down. Somebody had to be like, well, you did what? Be like, boss, fucking burn the bridge down. It's like, fuck. Well, we already found it. So it's on you fucking dummy. It's on you fucking dummy. It's on Tom Byron. Tom Byron sniffed it out like Mike South sniffs out Tom Byron's fucking from under cheese, from under his fucking ball sack. It's over on the intersection of Vineland and Lancashire Meat. It's called No Ho Copy. So we. Man, influenza or Mexican drug cartels. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna vote for Mexican drug cartel. Oh jeez. Oh. Oh Jesus. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. But that's because you know that deep down inside, I love fat Mexican girls. So you're trying to get into the swing of things. You know, I now I feel shitty. I feel shitty. I feel shitty now that I actually. I feel shitty now that I actually opted for that article. It's a shitty fucking article. Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow. That's big. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That's fucking crazy. All right. That's better. That was better. All right. All right. All right, Summers. We're out of here, motherfucker. Yeah, so you gotta give me one news today. Give me one news. What? Nothing happened. Stupid. Nothing. Hindenburg. The fucking Hindenburg. That's big news. All right, so it's shit. All right. So today's the Hindenburg. That's what we know. Today's the fucking Hindenburg. The Hindenburg blew up. Oh dear! Oh dear! That's the clip I used to play on the show. That's the clip I would play. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! It's horrible! It's on fire! That clip I used to play. You don't. Yeah, you don't remember. Okay. All right, I'm on it, motherfucker. I'm on it. Tell everybody what you're gonna. Are you gonna be on cam tonight, motherfucker? Oh shit! Grease that shit back. Don't make it look like a lesbian haircut like you do. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be going to Jimmy Kimmel with a lesbian. Grease that shit back like you're fucking, like you're Betty Draper, for Christ's sakes. Don Draper's gonna be there. I want to see Betty Draper! Bye. Alright, guys, that was Katie Summers. Fucking retard. I like somebody actually said, if any other porn star was reading news and saying people's names wrong, Rob Black would be calling them a retard. I call my girlfriend a fucking retard! When don't you listen to this show, you dumb motherfuckers? I call her a retard. When I tell her, honey, that's not the right word, she goes, whatever. That's the charm of the show, dummies. The charm is Katie Summers mispronouncing everybody's name. That's the charm, assholes. Okay? She's doing world news. That's the charm, assholes. It'd be different if she was a retard talking about her pussy and talking about, I work for James Bartolou, and then I work for Axel Brun, and that's a retard. But when somebody's mispronouncing fucking funny names of like world leaders, that's funny. She's like, here's a story that's happening in Ukraine with Vladimir Putin, and it's Putin, hon. Whatever. Okay, go ahead. Well, it seems to be he's really upset. He wants to take over the entire region. He wants to make it back to the Cold War. Got ya. There's nothing retarded about that. All the information was right. It's funny watching somebody that goes from taking a dildo in their asshole and then talking about Vladimir Putin. Honey, it's Putin. Whatever. Whatever. So, I'm out of here, guys. And hopefully Katie Summers will have her hair done. The other day we went out and she didn't do her hair because she's got extensions and she's got short hair. And she literally didn't have the extensions in, just washed her hair and literally blow dried it or combed it like with a feather. She looked like Billie Jean. She looked like Martina Navratilova, for Christ's sake. It was like parted in the middle. It was like fluffed. I go, you look like a fucking dyke. She's like, do I really? I go, you look like a lesbian. She's like, oh no. I go, seriously, you look like a fucking Martina Navratilova. I cannot be going out with Martina Navratilova. I need that shit greased back. Okay? Like, you're the fucking girl from X-Men, alright? Mysterio, whatever the fuck the name is. Fuck. Alright, guys, it's the Rob Black Show. We'll see you fuckers tomorrow at noon. And I'll tell you, the set, you guys are literally going to come on yourselves. And that's no bullshit. You guys are literally going to come on yourselves. And I don't say that shit lightly. I say it with the utmost real life action. You're gonna come on yourselves when you guys see the new set and the new format of the show. Just even the production aspects of it, you're gonna jizz all over yourself. You're gonna jizz all over yourself. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge. And it's the Rob Black Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow at fucking noon. And we actually have the audio set up like we did yesterday. That's badass. So we can actually bring you guys something that is special, something that is electric, something that we like to call here the Angel of Death. See you guys tomorrow at noon. Look for me on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Alright? Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Look for me, fuckers. I'm gonna be doing that. Screaming, man. When John Hain comes out. Like a big queer.